how to take ownership of everything that's out there. Okay? But right now, you might be a little bit maybe distracted by all this glitter coming down. So maybe I should remove it, because I would like for you to be able to see me and not get distracted by the little glittery things. So I am going to talk to you about how to take ownership of everything that's out there. You have heard it being said before that the universe is inside of you. There is no separation between any of us. You know, I've always asked myself that question. Well, what does it mean? What does it mean? And it wasn't until I heard the story of Joseph Murphy, how he manifested his house, that I became aware as to this this concept. What does it mean? You know, in all that you get and all that knowledge that you're gathering, try to get the understanding. What does it mean? So meaning means understanding. Okay. So why is it important for us to know that you can become the owner of anything out there? You say, well, if the whole universe is inside of me, what that means is that you are God, I am God, he is God, she is God, they are God, all is God. When God gives you the desire, it's because it already exists. What does that mean? It means that somebody wants to give that to you. When you have a desire upon you, it means that God is ready to give it to you. I want you to listen to this very clearly. When you have a desire upon you, when you have a deep desire, it's because God is getting ready to give that to you. What does that mean? It means that somebody out there, because everybody's God, somebody out there has appointed you to be the receiver of that, is granting you that, wants to give you that, has been activated, has been motivated, has been inspired to give it to you. Well, what does that mean? Well, if everything and everyone is part of you, you're inside of me and I'm inside of you, I'm a projection of you, not a projection of me, that's what this means. Everyone is you pushed out. What it means is this. You see, Joseph Murphy manifested his house like this. He was a Catholic priest. He didn't want to be in that arena. He said, there has got to be more to life. I want to do something else. He took a sabbatical. He went home. He was sitting in the chair one day and he said, well, what do I want? What would I like? What would I want? He began to see himself in this 3-story home, and on the 3rd floor, having a room where he had all the recording elements, you know, I think it was tape recording at the time or whatever type of recordings they had. But everything was equipped for him. And that's what he imagined. A month later, a lawyer knocks on his door and says, Mr. Murphy, yes, you have just inherited, and I want you to pay attention to the word inherited. You have just inherited the assets of so-and-so that just passed away. Now, Murphy did not know this woman. What was later discovered was that while Murphy was at home, his friend that owned a radio station encouraged him to come on the radio and have a word of the day. You see, this woman was dying. She had no one to leave her inheritance with. And because she heard him on the radio, she said, you know what? He sounds nice. He sounds honest. He sounds real. I think I'm going to give it to him. You see, what happened was, from what I understand, was that the woman was projecting those images and he picked them up. They were both part of the same destiny. That was the law of attraction. One was desiring it and the other one wanted to give it. What does that mean is that in the moment when he desired it, and to desire or to ask is to imagine, it means you go deep within. There's a 6-step process that you go within the kingdom of God, kingdom of ideas, kingdom of imagination, and then you bring it out. And I teach in my program. But obviously you can imagine and see if that works out. And if it doesn't work out, then, you know, troubleshoot yourself. And if you can't do that, then you can come into the program. So in the moment of him picking up the desire, he was picking up her thoughts and she was sending it to him. There was a projection. It was a giving and receiving. What we need to understand is that when we have a desire, what is asking for us is to go into the kingdom and see it, become the owner of it. And you become the owner of it between step 3 and 4 in my program. Actually, it's between step 4 and 5, because I show you which law you activate in that moment and how you become the owner. So you don't become the owner of your imagination. You become the owner of it because of laws, because you're activating certain laws according to the law. God is law. You are God. You are law. So when you know how to activate these laws, you become the owner of them. That is why you can become the owner of a bad circumstance, good circumstance, or indifferent circumstance. And when it's referring to SP, for example, you can have an indifference from him, good attitude from him, or a bad attitude from him. What that is saying is that you inherit that behavior from them. You inherit that bank account. You inherit that house. You inherit anything. Inherently, it's inside of you. You are the heir of this kingdom, meaning you are the heir. Legally means legally own it. Inheritance, that means inwardly. You've got to do this inwardly to inherit. And according to the law, right, an heir inherits according to the law. You go to court or you go to the lawyer and it says, right, legally you own this because of your father put his signature down. But see, you're the father, you're the son, you're the director, you're the screenplayer, you're the writer, you're the actor, you're everything. Okay? You are not just Luminita. You are not just Johnny. You are not just Isabella. You are all in one and one for all, right? All for one and one for all. I don't know where that came from, but to become the owner of anything, you have to understand you're already the owner of it. But when you formulate your desire, when you become even more clear, it is when you're saying, that's it, that's what I want, bingo. Somebody that owns that very thing is activated by law. By law, that's called the law of attraction. They have been activated to give it to you. You see, a spiritual scientist asks question and says, now wait a minute, wait a second, wait. If he imagined it today and he received it 30 days later, okay, that means that built within his decision today that he wanted that woman was already built within his decision. That means when it comes to the law of decision, when we decide and we are very clear to us that what it is we want, it's already for us. It took him 30 days. It might take you 2 weeks, a week, a day. The time for you to receive it is built within that desire. We don't know the time. We don't know how. But what we know is that things are happening. You can be sure of that. In the moment when you see the image and the pictures, things begin to happen. That means you have just connected with someone. You have just connected with someone that is about to build that house, construct that house for you. You connected with your SP. You connected with people that are going to come into your business. You connected with something. You just made a connection. I like to call that the Big Bang theory, right? Theory or thought. You've had clashes of thoughts. Your thoughts with their thoughts clashed. All right, and I don't know if clashed means like repelling, because we're talking about attraction. So if clashing means repel, then it's the other way around, right? You just became one. So the moment you become one with your desire, you become one with that person, the people, the resources, the time. You become one with everyone that is necessary to come into your reality to satisfy that desire. So you become the owner of it. But everyone that is built within the realization of that desire is already built within that desire, in the idea, in the desire, in the image. Like Neville said, it could take 10,000 people, it could take 3,000 people, 1,000, one person, it doesn't matter. So remember this, when you project images outward, right, you go within and then you bring out, you have made connection with everything that is inside of you and everyone that is necessary, and they're being activated already. And now in the spiritual energy world, you can't see that. But we can take that understanding from these stories, from these manifestations. You see, the law of decisions, and we had a 21-day challenge on the Facebook page, states this: when you make a decision, your decision travels into the past and into the future simultaneously. And you might go, what? Yeah. Your desire, your decision as to what it is you want travels into the past and into the future, and it's creating it for you. And it's all done in the now. That means the present and the future comes into the present and it goes boom, it's done at your command. That, to me, that's the Big Bang Theory. I never understood that, but now I do. The evolution of man, it's referring the evolution of you as man going from the man into the spirit. I think that's a spiritual saying. However, in the physical, if that is how it happened, I don't know. I have not come into that understanding. But as far as I know, there's a big bang. When you make a decision, you are saying, bang, that's what I want. I got it. So you don't receive when it shows up. You receive when you ask, meaning you receive when you imagine, you receive when you project, or you receive the projection. In my business program, and we mentor CEOs. I'm a former executive assistant at a financial firm. So now our company works with CEOs, executives, and employees, business owners, online and offline. And we use the same principles, obviously, in the context of business. So you can take a look at my page, luminitaluca.com, and you can find more about that. But in this instance, personally, it's the same thing. Because business, I want you to think of it this way. Business is just the way, you have just opened the way through which those riches come in. You're working hard for the money, put it that way. You have opened up a window of heaven. You have opened up an idea through which all these riches come in. That's what business is, okay? And my coach and mentor, Bob Proctor, suggests that we should have multiple sources of income. That means open up yourself to those ideas and start putting them into application, start businesses with them, because you're going to have guaranteed revenue. In fact, in my program for business owners, I teach how you can take any idea and turn it into multi-millions before you even start the program. You see, when you understand these principles of success, you use them for you. You don't wait for them to work for you. You use them for you. Okay? You don't allow them to use you. You use them for you. You're on top of them. You master. Okay? And another thing, we talk in business program, the 7 levels of mastery or 7 levels of awareness in business. And so when you know you on the spiritual energetic level, imagine how much profit you can bring in business. How much you can receive. It's not up to out there, it's up to in here. What you see and you own in here, that's what you're going to own out there. Legally, you inherit. You see, Murphy inherited inwardly. That means inwardly, he became the owner of it. According to the laws of this energy or the inner man, he inherited. Inwardly, he was the heir. Outwardly, it was visible for everyone. But inwardly, he became the heir or owner of someone's possessions that is dead. I want to bring you the understanding of what it means to be dead. What that means is someone that is dead it doesn't mean physical death. It means someone that is walking in the darkness, meaning going by what they see. They're not operating the laws of mind, okay? They're not functioning in their God authority. And so how many people on the earth live like that? So many, right? That is why I believe the most noble position to have is to have the position of a mindset, high performance, law of attraction, coach and people that are thought leaders today, because they teach you the principles of mind. I believe those are the most noble positions to hold in the world. But at the same time, there is no better or bigger or more noble or not. I really don't believe that. But some are called to teach what I teach. Some are not. For me, when I was growing up, I was very religious, and I would gather my brothers and sisters in the room and I would play church and I would be the leader. I would also teach them English. So I knew I wanted to be a teacher. The way I came to know English was that I was very determined to learn 5 words every single night. I was so ambitious. I'm not kidding you. And I did not know I was being prepared to move to America. And I also knew that I was going to be a teacher. I just didn't know when, what, and where, and what will I be teaching about. And now I understand. Now I know I am living my purpose. So I'm telling you how you can become the owner of anything. Don't make the mistake like I've made it. You see, I manifested a multimillionaire, and when I manifested the multimillionaire, I felt unworthy. I felt unworthy. I was not aware that what I saw within, it was the exact same house that I saw within my mind. And I did not know. I did not know that I was already the owner of it. And because of my physical eyes, and I said, well, who, the little me, and I'm not worthy to live here. I lost it. Can I get it back? Yeah. Nothing is lost in the kingdom of God because it's still there. It's not lost. I'm just not giving it energy. In the program, I show you how to give energy. In step number 3, you must let go of the present circumstance, because if you keep looking at it, it only takes a few minutes for this process, for the 6 steps. But if you keep, if for 1 second, like Sarah, not Sarah, Lot's wife, it wasn't Sarah. I forgot her name. She turned around and looked at the city. She turned into a pillar of salt. What it's saying is, if you can't move forward looking at the vision and give it all your energy, your focus looking at it. And my coach and mentor says, I want you to put a dot and keep it on the wall. If you can't look at it and sit there and focus on it, you need to train the mind, fitness of the mind. Because in the 6-step process, you have to focus on what it is you want. If for 1 split of a second, you look at what is and you start agreeing with it, just one thought of your acknowledgement of it, you have just lost the whole process. You've got to start again. Remember, Neville Goddard said when he was climbing up the ladder against the boat, he said, my mind would wander. That's exactly what I teach you in the program. There's a 6-step process. So if your mind begins to wander, you got to bring it back, do it over and over and over and over again. Now, a lot of people say do a lot of affirmations out there. You're trying to do it in the physical. You're trying to use the mouth. Remember, don't be a babbler. All right, use the mind, body, and spirit. That means do it all internally first. Do it in the spirit. That means do it all in the imagination. Do the 6-step process in the imagination first, or in the inner man. The inner man does them all inside. And then on the outside, you don't have to do nothing. That's what Neville talks about. When I manifest something very, very quickly, I do it at night. And in the morning, I don't remember about it. I have no idea what I done. Meaning I'm not worried, I'm not concerned, I'm not stressed, I don't have to affirm. I don't have to do any of that. And 2 weeks later, 5 days later, here it is. There it is. Here it is. There it is. I go and collect it. I'm not saying it's not good to affirm. But as within, so without. If you can affirm within, and I show you how to do that within, it's done on the outside. Now the inner and the outer man have to agree. That's what we're talking about. The inner man and the outer man have to agree. So when you do affirmations, what you're saying is, I'm agreeing with the inner man. Yes, I agree. And you can listen to my video where I talk about the you and I affirmations. That was revealed to me. It just happened. It just came to me. And you can learn more about that. But how do you become the owner of anything? The name Manifest Without Money implies buy milk and honey without money. God says, I'll give you the riches of the darkness. What that is saying is the darkness in the mind. Because it's dark when you close your eyes. You can't see anything until you create it, until you desire it. So it doesn't matter if you have the money, if you don't have the money, if your SP is with you or not, if your bank account says you're minus, it doesn't matter. He will give you those riches. He says, I look up from heaven to try to find someone that will do my will. Murphy was listening to that voice within that said, you know what, there's got to be more, there's got to be more. He was paying attention to his desire. And he knew how to go in and he knew how to bring it out. And in the process, right, he began to activate everything and everyone. And that is to say that built within the desire, you have everything. So the riches of the darkness are given to you without milk, without money. The milk and honey, the Canaan land is given to you without money. Okay? I receive gifts. I would say I want this and it shows up. I would like that and it shows up. People say those are spiritual gifts. No, that means you are worthy. You're already worthy. Okay? Many people hear coaches say you don't have to work for it. You work for it because that's the work of the mind. You already put in the work. Listen, if you don't pay here, you pay your attention, if you don't pay attention and that energy and focus towards building that vision, to building and creating your desire, you're going to pay out there in the physical. The kingdom of God, the kingdom of idea was given to the poor. What that means is that poor, it doesn't mean poor in spirit. Poor in spirit, it means they have lack of imagination. It was given to you that is poor physically. But as my coach and mentor Bob Proctor said, there's two major issues that we have. We have lack of imagination and lack of attention. That's what we're lacking. We're lacking imagination and attention. And that's what I teach you in the 6-step program, how to take your imagination and build noble things, and how to use your focus. In step number 3, it's key. That's going to make it or break it. Okay? Now, that's all I wanted to say. You become the owner of anything out there. And because I like the little stars, I want to put them on again. No, that's not the stars. Oh, let me see. I think this is it. Because we are in December. It's not snowing here, but it will. And I really like this. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And if you need any help from me, if you need one-on-one, you can also find me on my website. I think I have my phone number there. You can also come to my page on Facebook and be part of the program or be part of the group. And I may start a challenge. I keep thinking about it. We do have a seminar coming up in December 11th to the 13th for business owners online and offline. Our Instagram page is busting. It's growing. And we are doing a seminar for business owners online and offline. Now, I don't know when you're going to receive this video, when you're going to watch it, but if you're coming after December 13th, reach out to me if you want. If you're a business owner, you want to know how to turn your annual revenue into monthly revenue, then check out my business page, or come on to, there's ways to find me, put it that way. Okay, when you want something really bad, you're gonna get it, so you're gonna find me. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye now. I mean, I could sit here forever and just watch this. Better not. Okay, let's see. Bye, guys.